Well, we're heading to altitude for the next one, heading out to Albuquerque, New Mexico for the New Mexico Bowl. SMU versus BYU. Interesting matchup to be sure. 7:30 p.m. on ABC. And this game is silently going to be one of the more interesting bowl games to watch this season. Both teams coming into the year with some big expectations, and I don't think either team quite lived up to their expectations, right? I think both teams thought they were going to have a better year, some promising offenses, and ultimately just kind of fell short in a couple of important games for them. Neither team plays a lick of defense. You can't find a defense anywhere in Dallas or in Provo. It's just not something that they prefer to do. But look, Jaron Hall for BYU is as dynamic as they come. Still waiting to see if he plays. As of 3 minutes before I typed up this preview, he was still questionable with an ankle injury. Hasn't practiced yet, but they are optimistic that he can maybe give it a go. And look, the Ponies offense, they average almost 500 yards a game with Tanner Mordecai at the helm. They're as explosive as it gets. Look, there's going to be some fireworks in Albuquerque. Don't expect a low scoring affair in this one whatsoever. Trey, you're the Dallas guy here. Tell me why SMU wins this game.
Think SMU wins as long as someone emerges at wide receiver. Rashi Rice was outstanding as a wide receiver one this year, 96 receptions for over 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns. He's not going to play in this game. He's opting out and ready for the NFL draft. So someone else is going to have to step up behind them to be the leading target in the offense. I'm looking at Jordan Curley or Goffney or Dixon. Somebody has got to step up and kind of eat into those targets a little bit and give Mordecai somebody to throw to. There's definitely going to be success on the ground to be had as well because BYU one has struggled this year to stop the run, and they're also going to be losing their leading linebacker that entered the transfer portal this offseason. So look for SMU, especially on defense, to have to focus on keeping everything in front of them, though. They definitely gave up big plays. I know the last time I saw them in person in the TCU game, that was kind of TCU's coming out party, and it was a lot of just big chunk plays up and down the field. Not something that they really fix throughout the year. So keep the big plays to a minimum, limit that BYU offense, keep them in front of you. Just have somebody, anybody, step up at wide receiver. I think you're coming home from Albuquerque pretty happy.
Yeah, for sure. And I think for BYU, this one is plain and simple. They're going to win if Jaron Hall plays and is effective. Not really much way around it. If he can't go, they have three guys that are options that I can see here that have passed a football this year. Chase Roberts is 1 for 1 for 22 yards. Keanu Hill is 1 for 1 for 6 yards. And Jacob Conover is 0 for 1, did not complete the pass. So there are three collective pass attempts for the guys behind him. I don't even know if all those guys are technically quarterbacks or if that was like a wide receiver reverse situation. So look, there's really no way around it here. You have to have Jaron Hall play this game. He has to be able to go. He's talented, right? He's put up really good numbers this year, over 3,000 yards passing, 31 touchdowns. If he can play, he's going to keep them in this one and keep them scoring with SMU. And if he can't go, or if he's maybe limited in what he can do because the ankle's bothering him, I do expect BYU to have to be aggressive on defense to try to force Tanner Mordecai into making some mistakes, right? If you can force him to maybe be quick with it, we've seen him mess up in some big spots. So, maybe you can force some issues there. It's a tough situation for BYU. You wish they were at full strength so we could really get a full effort here because SMU, they're not good on defense either. They're really not good. So that you'd think BYU would have some success regardless. At the moment, though, I think if you're BYU, you kind of have to cross your fingers and hope he's going to be able to play. Trey, who do you have winning this game, and what do you think the final score is going to be?
I think there's too many question marks with Jaron Hall right now for me to be confident to pick BYU. So I'm going to go with SMU. I think all things being equal, I like who they have in this game just better. Like I think I'm
Yeah.
going to pick the team that's going to have the more talented players on the field in this game. And I think they're going to put up a lot of points on a depleted BYU defense. I'm going to go SMU wins something to the tune of 42-28.
Wow, yeah. No, I do think they put up some big numbers. I'm kind of with you. I don't think Jaron Hall is going to be able to be effective in this one. Really is a bummer, too. He's had a great season. I think SMU probably scores a whole bunch. There's got a lot of energy right now in Dallas behind the team. I know that they didn't necessarily live up to expectations this year, But with the transfer class coming in, you got a lot of motivated guys in that locker room. I think they probably win this one, and it's not particularly close. Give me something like 48-33.
Gracious him.